Hi, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Emmy Awards. I had said that I wasn't going to say the time, or I had said I wasn't going to say the number of episodes, but this is my 10th episode and it feels like a big deal. So, 10 episodes, like a lot of episodes. I had a few ideas for this one and they all kind of fell through. So similar to the last one, this is kind of going to be like me talking about a bunch of mini topics instead of one general overarching theme. I do have some notes of things I want to talk about, and all of that. Before I get started, my name's Emi. This is my podcast, the Emmy Awards. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Turn on your notifications. Follow me wherever you listen to podcasts if you're just listening to the audio version. Follow me on social media. Follow me on TikTok. I've been posting clips of these there to hopefully get more of a following. Share this podcast, all of that. I've been doing this for 10 episodes now, and it's been really hard. One of the ideas I originally had for this was my sister was like, you can do 10 things you learned in 10 episodes. And I don't think I've learned that much. This is a very, very small podcast. I have less than 50 subscribers on YouTube as of recording this. This is all very new for me. I did have a YouTube channel before this. So 30 of those were already there, and most of you guys probably know me if you listen or watch these. And honestly, I've been enjoying it either way. Over the summer, I had considered blogging to talk about my life and just get my thoughts out, and this has been a very good way to do that for me. So it's been really nice. And now that I've been posting on TikTok a lot more, and I've have a lot of ideas for TikTok, that's been really great too, and I'm just enjoying myself doing this. So I don't feel like I've learned that much. I have learned a little bit about audio editing and video editing. I'm using very minimal, the thing is I knew how to do a lot of this stuff before, but editing yourself for an hour every week is a lot, and I have gotten a lot better. I feel like my audio lines up 90% of the time now. In these videos, the earlier ones didn't always match up super well because I'm recording on GarageBand and then filming on my iPhone, and then I put it together in iMovie like a weirdo. So sometimes my audio isn't the best, sometimes my video isn't the best. I film these in my parents' basement. So I'm doing my best, but it's been really nice to learn about that kind of stuff. I've been wanting to watch videos on how to podcast and how to improve my podcasting and all of that, and maybe I will soon. Just, to get better. That's why I started posting on TikTok, because I'm trying to be better content creator or whatever. But generally, I guess I've learned that this is really hard. Having themes and structure has been much more challenging than I thought, actually. And don't get me wrong, I still have plenty more structured episodes to come. Last episode, I talked about how, I just haven't been mentally well enough to, think these out. And that's still kind of true. I had a job interview on Friday, and it went well, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. So right now I'm freaking out, and it's been hard to focus, and all the ideas I had for these fell through because I couldn't think of 10 things. I put up a question box on my Instagram and only one person sent in a question, so kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But the first episode of this podcast was kind of me reading frequently asked questions or good get to know you questions, and that one actually did really well. So I am going to talk about a few things I wrote down, and then I'll probably do some of that. Have I mentioned to like and subscribe? Yeah. Okay. Something else I've learned in these 10 episodes is that I actually have a lot to say about a lot of things. Who knew? I'm kidding. I knew that already. But it's been really nice being able to just talk about things and like verbalize things. And I really enjoyed in my last episode talking about Gilmore Girls and all of that. Like, that was really nice for me. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I feel like I had some logical thought out points about it, and it felt nice. So to kind of get to talk about the show that I have watched so many times and thought about so many times, and I like to think about the media I consume critically. So it was nice getting to verbalize it. So yeah. Let me see. What else do I have to say? Oh, thanks to anybody who's watched any of these. If this is your first one, if you've watched all 10, like, means a lot to me. It really does. I am putting my heart and soul into these, even when I feel like I don't have a consistent theme or, like, structure. I sit down for this 1 hour and I, like, give my full attention to what I'm talking about and what I have to say. And it isn't, like I can talk for a very long time, but it is kind of challenging, especially because I'm staring at myself. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you find me funny, interesting, any of those things means a lot to me. I try very hard. But anyways, those are the first things I wanted to get out of the way. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully one day I can be like, welcome to the 100th episode of the Emmy Awards. Or maybe not. Maybe this will die down. Who knows? I'm enjoying it. And I feel like even if I do get a job, I'll probably still have an hour of my day to, well, the editing takes time. But anyways, who cares? Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down is that they just announced, sorry, I just coughed. I'm going to cut that out. But I ate a granola bar before I started filming this, and I just had a little piece of granola that was lodged in my throat, apparently. Anyways, I'm not sick. It's something in my throat. Anyways, sorry if I sound a little weird now, but what was I? Oh, they just announced yesterday. I'm filming that, or 2 days ago? I don't know. They just announced, like, the other day. By the time this is out, it'll be a few days. But they just announced who is going to play Percy Jackson in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians Disney Plus series. And I am on a high. Percy Jackson is one of my favorite book series ever. I wrote down I want to talk about Percy Jackson and just generally, like, my love of literature, I guess, because Percy Jackson, I did my senior capstone in English at Kenyon College on Percy Jackson, and it feels very full circle because I didn't always love reading. I remember when I went to Catholic school when I was younger. I don't know. I went to Catholic school for 2 years and then I transferred to public school in Maryland. And I remember, like, the public school I went to, and I'm not saying that the private school I went to, like the Catholic school, like, didn't obviously be read, but it was, like, different, I guess. When I transferred to this public school, I just remember that there was this big thing of, like, reading was a big thing. If you read a certain amount of books, like, you could get a picture, the library, like, it was a big deal to encourage kids to read. And I remember it was, like, my first year at this school, and we were in the library, and and after that, like, the librarian gave us a spiel or something. We had to pick a book, and I went up to the librarian and I said, I don't read. And so she pulls out a book and she, like, flips it, and she's, like, pointing at she's like, what does this say? What does this say? And I'm reading it, and she's like, so you do read? And I was like, oh, no, I can read, I just don't do it. And I just think about that all the time, because what kind of a weird, like, little 7-year-old was I being like, I don't read, like, sunglasses emoji. I was like, I don't read. I don't know. And she was like, okay. And then after that, I really liked reading. And so honestly, yeah, reading in schools is important to encourage it. If they don't, you'll have kids like me who are like, I don't read. Now then I ended up being an English major. Like, but I think about that story all the time because at first I didn't understand what she was doing. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I was so confused. And then I was like, oh, you thought I was saying that I can't read. So anyways, funny story. But, so yeah. And then after that, I really liked reading. It was like low-key my whole personality. I loved reading in elementary school, and then I moved to Brazil, and my love of reading grew even stronger. I would literally like just walk down the hallways with a book in my face, and people would like, everybody called me a nerd because I was just reading all the time. And when I was living in Brazil, I came to the US for the summer, and we stayed at one of my parents' my dad had a friend who had a lake house, and they were gone for the summer. It was just his house, but it was near a lake. It wasn't like a separate lake house. Like, this is where he lived, him and his family. And, but they were like not in, so we stayed, they weren't in the area for the summer. So we stayed in their house, and I really wanted to read something. But I didn't know what to read, and my dad's friend's son had the whole Percy Jackson series, and I was like, I'll read this, and it literally was like, that was it, game over. Honestly, that was low-key a life-changing summer for me, because I discovered Percy Jackson, and I drank Arizona green tea for the first time, which might not seem like that big a deal, but it's like literally all I drink. Like, I go through it like it's water. Me and Arizona green tea were like this. And it's funny too, because they, like, the only thing they had to drink in their fridge, or at least that I remember, I was like, I want something to drink that's not water. And the only two things were hard lemonade and Arizona green tea. And I didn't know what hard lemonade was, so I grabbed a lemonade and I almost started drinking it. And my dad was like, that has alcohol in it. And I was like, how was I supposed to know? It looks like lemonade. But anyways, that was a good summer. So after that, Percy Jackson and me were tight. We were. And I read it after the whole series had come out. So pretty soon after I read the whole series, the Heroes of Olympus started coming out. And I remember, because I was living in Brazil, like, it took way longer for the books to get there. So I had... I like asked my dad if he could have like the World Bank like send it to his office or whatever, because they can like or maybe he was shipping through Amazon. I don't remember. All I know is that like instead of going to a bookstore, I just had the new book delivered every like whenever they were out. Not all of them, because they didn't all come out when I was living in Brazil, but the first few I had my father would bring it for me after it came out, got sent to his office in Sao Paulo. But the Heroes of Olympus, loves that series. Like, genuinely, Percy Jackson was like my jam. I've read most of the Trials of Apollo series. I started rereading Percy Jackson in the fall of 2020 because I did my senior capstone in English on Percy Jackson. And I didn't do it just on Percy Jackson. I used Percy Jackson as a framework, and then I talked about disability in young adult fiction. Still think it's the best thing I've ever written. I'm obsessed. Maybe now that the series is coming out, I'll try to see if I can get that published somewhere. But I don't know where you get a literary review essay published. I don't know. Anyways, plus it wasn't just about Percy Jackson, so... But anyways, besides the point. So... because I started rereading that, I was like, I'll read that series, and I'll get through the Heroes of Olympus, and then I'll reread the Trials of Apollo from the first one, and then I'll get to the end and I'll finish the series. And I got to the second book of the Heroes of Olympus series. Like, I reread Percy Jackson, and then I read The Lost Hero, and I'm halfway through The Son of Neptune, and then life got really busy, and it's been like a year, almost a year since I like stopped reading. Actually, Yeah, no, The Son of Neptune. I think I read a little bit of it over the summer of 2021 and then I stopped. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'd been reading it, like, I read the whole the Percy Jackson series, and then I, like, read The Lost Hero early 2021, and I started The Son of Neptune early 2021, and then I read a little bit more of it over the summer of 2021, but I haven't picked it up since. And I've been meaning to now that I have time and I'm unemployed living in my parents' house, but I never unpacked from, like, when I moved out of Kenya in December. Like, I unpacked some of it, but I still have, like, boxes in my parents', like, garage, because I'm like, who knows when I'm moving. So, honestly, it just became a lazy thing. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this. And I just didn't. So I don't know where those books are. Like, I have no idea where my, like, Percy Jackson books are. So I haven't been able to keep reading it, even though I want to. But, I need to, like, figure out a way to, I need to start moving my stuff. Like, genuinely. I went through my closet yesterday because I, like, don't know if, like, God willing, if I get the job that I interviewed for, like, if I have to move sometime soon, or, like, I have some timeline for moving, and I don't know how quickly things will move. So I just have started, like, cleaning out my closet and, like, organizing stuff. So I need to do that with my boxes. And hopefully when I do that in the next few days, I'll find my book and my books, and I'll finish the series and get to the point I need to be. But anyways, Percy Jackson, genuinely, like, I'd already, like, developed a love of reading, but that series was, like, one of the most influential for me as a child, like, genuinely. It was life-changing. I loved those books. I genuinely convinced myself I was a demigod. Yeah. So, anyways, I feel like, if anything, I'd be a descendant of a demigod. Like, maybe not a demigod myself, but maybe somewhere in my family tree. And I feel like it'd be Apollo. So sorry, Apollo. King. I honestly, never, when I was a kid, like, I never knew which, like, God I saw myself, like, being the child of, if that makes sense. Like, part of me was always, like, Athena, because I liked reading, but I never really felt like I was a child of Athena. Like, truly, at my core, I was like, oh yeah, Athena, because I like reading. But it never felt, like, right, and never felt like a match. Like, I don't, like, my personality, I don't know, I don't feel like it fit. And as much as I loved Annabeth, I didn't really relate to her. The character I related to the most, like, was, well, probably Percy, because King, love him. But I also really related to Piper in the Heroes of Olympus series. That, like, I really related to Piper. There's this one part, and I think this is in the Trials of Apollo series, but she's talking about, like, how she doesn't feel like she really has an identity because she's Cherokee, but, like, in Cherokee tradition, custom, like, the tribe you belong to is, like, via your mother's side, but her mother is a Greek goddess, so she, like, I don't know, there's this one quote, and I literally have it, like, bookmarked, maybe it is in the Trials of Apollo, who knows, but I have, like, it bookmarked, because she's talking about how she, like, doesn't feel like she belongs to either culture, and it made a lot of sense to me. I'm not Cherokee or Native American or indigenous, I guess is a better, I'm not indigenous in any, well, whatever, I'm Latina, but the point is I really understood her, and, like, her kind of, like, I'm not like other girls, like, jump, like, where she didn't care about appearances, all of that, like, resonated with me. I don't know, I really liked Piper. Although I do, more than anything, just want a relationship like Percy and Annabeth. So that was, like, the cutest thing ever, like, still. Anyways, this all started because, like, they announced the actor, and I'm so excited. Like, he seems, like, so cool, so cute. Like, he's gonna kill it. And if anybody says anything bad about him, I will fight them. I feel like it's really wonderful that they're, like, 12, because they're supposed to be 12. But it's also, like, I hope that people are nice to them, because after all, they are like children. So regardless on how you feel about any casting, you should like just be aware that they are children. And yeah, at the end of the day, they're children. Like, be nice to them. I don't know. I feel like it'll be really emotional to see Percy grow up and everything. I'm getting like chills thinking about it. I'm really excited that series meant so much to me. I've never seen the movies because I was like, it's not accurate. I refuse. I think I've seen bits and pieces, but I really do refuse to watch the books, to watch the movie. And now I don't need to, because there will be a series, and I'm really, really, really excited about it. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. Percy Jackson just means so much to me, like genuinely, for reasons I feel like I couldn't fully explain. Wait, I was talking about something and then I lost my train of thought, but earlier the characters I relate to, I never really felt like any of like them, the gods, fit as like my like godly parent until I read the Trials of Apollo stuff, and I really resonated with like Apollo, and I felt like the way he communicated, and like I just feel like I would be like, he's the god of poetry and he's just snarky and like, and I really love yellow and like sun imagery. It just, I feel very drawn to it. I always liked Artemis, but she like doesn't have kids, so I couldn't be Artemis. Apollo's a twin. Like, he's funny. I feel drawn to Apollo. So I do feel like if I had to pick any of the godly gods to be my parent, it would be Apollo, or one of the like smaller gods. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, so Apollo, me and him are homies. But yeah. Percy Jackson, truly just chef's kiss. Best book series in the world. I'm getting a Percy Jackson tattoo. Yeah, eventually. I don't have any money right now, but when I have money, I already have it all planned out. The location keeps changing in my mind of where I want it, because I was thinking my upper thigh, and then I was like, but I feel like people won't see it, so maybe I'll get it like on my arm or something where people will see it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Percy Jackson, love you, king. He's a Leo. Isn't that so funny? I always just think about which is honestly like weird, because he's not a water sign. I feel like they could have made him a Cancer, because that would have still been over the summer. Not that Rick Riordan was thinking about astrology. Plus, Percy's personality like does fit a Leo, like genuinely. I feel like it does. He's a king. But anyways, I love Percy Jackson. Now I've lost my train of thought. I've started this really bad habit of starting to record these at like midnight, and I started this one at 12:30. Like, it's literally 1 a.m. So not yet. It's like 12:51 if you care, but not that it really matters to me. I was watching TV with my mother earlier today, and I yawned, and she was like, wow, somebody's more tired than I am today. That's a surprise. And I was like, I'm not that tired, Monique. I'm just yawning. It's like a reflex. So anyways, now that I got my little Percy Jackson thing out of the way. Oh, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I will be timestamping these from now on in the description. I didn't say that. Anyways, you've watched half an hour. I guess at this point, maybe it doesn't matter to you. But I will be timestamping these in the description when they're kind of all over the place, probably. Maybe not this one. Maybe in the future. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks. So now I've looked up questions, and I'm going to do a similar thing that I did in my first episode to kind of like tie it all up. Not that this is my last episode, but the next episodes will be structured. I want to do one about my like relationship with Taylor Swift, like why I like love being a Swiftie or whatever. I want to talk about my mental health journey. I want to share some more stories about living in Brazil and stuff like that. I have a lot more episodes and ideas that I want to do. I just wanted this one to feel like special for some reason, and I couldn't. Like, I was gonna do like a Q&A because it felt fun, and then nobody had any questions for me. So that was kind of depressing. But anyways, and then Percy Jackson came out, and I was like, I can talk about that. So here I am talking about Percy Jackson for like 20 minutes. So anyways, one of these questions says, what's your favorite way to spend a day off? So right now, every single day of my life is a day off because I don't have a job. So how do I spend my days? You know, I watch a lot of TV. I want to read, but I can't find the book I was in the middle of. I'm kidding. I have the sequel of the Dante and Aristotle, like Explore the Universe or whatever. I have that sequel and I haven't started reading it, and I want to, but I also really want to continue reading the Heroes of Olympus series. So I don't know. I need to find the rest of my books. I also don't know where any of my candles are. Like, my life, I need to unpack. But yeah, I like to read. I've been reading a lot of articles and stuff that like don't require me having the tangible like books or whatever. Stuff like that when I can. But I really like reading. I really like watching TV. I watch way too much TV. I spend a lot of my time on TikTok now and brainstorm how to like make funny TikToks. So that's a new way I'm spending my day. I really want to learn how to like like needlepoint, I guess. Like, I want to learn how to do something with my hand. I used to be a photographer. I guess I still kind of am. But I want to take photos of things again. There are a lot of hobbies that I have that I kind of want to like revive. So I guess back when I had things to do, the ways I would spend my day off was like sleeping. I would like watch TV, or I'd go out places. Back when I was in college, like if I had a day off, I would sleep in, and then I'd like get like Tim Hortons, and then I'd just like do whatever was going on. Like, I'd go to a play or like whatever I had time to do, I would do. I miss having structure in my life. So, what type of music are you into? Every music. All types of music. I really will listen to anything. Like, I'm not... Right now, I've been really into Role Model, the singer, because there was this song that was trending on TikTok. And I checked it out, and it's actually such a good song. Like, the Never Let You Go, I love that song by Role Model. He's a cool guy. Like, good lyrics, and I like that he's dating Emma Chamberlain. I've been really into him. I'm really into finding people on TikTok. I've ended up on songwriter TikTok many times, so I keep getting like new like songwriters posting clips of their songs. Half the time I don't like them, and half the time I do. I saw this tweet that was like, TikTok needs to stop like song fishing. Like, they post like there's a song and it sounds good for like the 10 seconds, and then you listen to the whole song. And I do have to say, there's some songs on TikTok, like TikTok sounds, that like the TikTok sound is so good, and then the song as a whole just kind of like falls flat, you know? I feel like TikTok music is a different genre. Not that regular songs can't be good on TikTok, because they can. Like, I think the Never Let You Go by Role Model, like the one little clip about like texting me, told you sex with me, like that was like good and interest. Like, it was funny, you know, to use on, but the whole song is a bop, like genuinely. Like, things like that, I feel like can be true, but I also think that there are some songs that people have, like, one good lyric or, like, one part that pops off, and then you listen to it, and you're like, the verses aren't as good, or, like, the whole song just doesn't hit cohesively. So, that's a very interesting TikTok phenomenon that I've personally noticed. So, but mostly anything. I listen to a lot of, like, indie, like, Phoebe Bridgers, I don't know if that counts as indie, but I listen to like Phoebe Bridgers. I listen to Maisie Peters, Taylor Swift, Conan Gray, random TikTok sounds, Olivia Rodrigo. I talked about her in my last episode. I listened to Disney Channel music. I listened to Selena Gomez. I listened to, I don't know. I listen to a lot of things. I'm a big musical theater fan, so musicals are always a big thing. Glee was my most listened to artist in 2019, if that says anything about my brain. My most listened to song, I don't know if it was 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2019, was If I Die Young, sung by Naya Rivera, from the Glee soundtrack. And that was really sad then after. But, yeah. I feel like if that says anything about my mental state, there you go. Yeah. A lot of music, I guess. I'm honestly, I'll give anything a chance. I have found I don't listen to men sing as much as women. Like, I used to think it was a genre thing, but like I will listen to like a female like rapper, I'll listen to female R&B or women, like I'll listen to women sing like anything. But then if it's a man, I don't like it as much. So mostly women, I guess, is what I listen to. I just haven't men said enough. Haven't I heard men enough? I guess I also just have a hard time relating to men sometimes when they sing or whatever. So not that many men, I guess. But not that I will discriminate against a man when it comes to music. I listen to Role Model because he was recommended. Like, if people are recommended, I'll listen. Like, you know, I'm not... Yeah. But typically, just women is what kind of music I'm into. What was the best vacation you ever took and why? I don't know. I haven't taken a vacation in a while. So I can't think of anything. I guess I don't know if it was the last vacation I took, but it was one of the last ones. I went to California in 2019 and I like genuinely was like, I want to live here. Like, I think that was when I decided that I wanted to live in California. Like, I've always like for shits and giggles been like, I want to be famous. I want to be an actress. And like, it was all like fun, you know, and pretend. And then I like was there and I was like beyond like the like, you know, prospect of like being an actress and getting to be creative and stuff like that for a living. Like, just the area, like the vibe, the weather, like I was just like, I want to live here. Like, yeah. So that was Veggie Grill. Big fan of Veggie Grill. Like, it was just like chef's kiss. I literally like was just there for a little bit and I got tan. I know that there's sun everywhere, and if I spent time outside in the sun in Maryland, I would probably get a tan. I mean, I do get a tan, but it's like not the same in my opinion. I don't know, like the sun is stronger there. Maybe I'm crazy. Like, I don't know anything about science and sun rays or whatever, but I genuinely, like, I swear to God, the sun was just stronger there. I got tan so much faster and I loved it. I saw somebody on TikTok say that you shouldn't tan. I need to stop. I see things on TikTok and then I'm like, but I don't know, because it's like, I'm Hispanic, so I kind of just tan, you know? Like, even if I put on sunscreen, I tan. Like, I guess I was on this TikTok and they were like, you know, if you wear sunscreen, you won't tan or whatever. Like, somebody was posting about getting a tan and then somebody in the comments was like, like, getting a tan is bad for your skin. Like, you put on sunscreen. And then some people were like, you know, you can get tan if you put on sunscreen. And it was just like this whole thing and it gave me a headache. So, anyways, I don't know. Sometimes I just say things and I'm like, is this going to be controversial? Even though it's like not. So, I don't know if you're I don't want people to hate me. I don't. I don't. Another concept I originally had for this episode was just life advice, but nobody asked me for advice, and I don't like giving unsolicited advice. Although I did write down general life advice, and one of them was be yourself. The people who like you will like you. And I need to listen to that because I want everybody to like me. Like, I'm afraid of pissing people off. I guess I don't want to offend anybody. Like, if people, like, watch these or listen to these or whatever, and they're like, she's annoying, I don't like her, okay, whatever. I've been told I was annoying, okay? Like, take a number, honey. You know that song on TikTok? I need to stop talking about TikTok. But anyways, like, take a number, honey. Everybody thinks I'm annoying, okay? I'm a Gemini. It comes with the territory. Like, I know I'm annoying. I don't care if you don't like my personality. Because it's great. Like, my personality is iconic. But if I, like, hurt your feelings, that would make me sad. Like, I just don't want to make anybody sad. Sometimes I, like, watch things or listen to things, and even if it's not, like, directed at me, if it's something that's, like, remotely I relate to and they say something negative about it, even though I know it's not, like, a judgment of my character or anything about me, I get sad. I take it personally. So I don't want to do that to other people. So I'm always like, not that anybody feels that strongly about getting a tan. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Is this why I keep getting recommended ads being like ADHD? I don't have ADHD. I don't think I do. Anyways, I don't believe in, like, not that, I don't like self-diagnosing for me personally, because I will convince myself I have absolutely everything. And I don't need to have any more problems. Like, I know the problems I have, I'm working on the problems I had, and I don't need to add anything else to my problems. So unless the doctor tells me I have something, I'm not going to assume I do. Also, because I feel like there are a lot of, like, symptoms of certain things that can be, like, that can be attributed to other things. Like, did you know that PTSD, like, can mirror symptoms of ADHD and stuff like that? So, I don't know. I think sometimes the thing you think it is not what it is. So I just don't, like, assume, like, I'm not a doctor. Anyways, this is all over the place. But so am I, and that's okay. Anyways, what was my point? The best vacation I ever took. California. Okay, I'm back. I found my train. I'm back on the train. Where's the next place on your travel bucket list and why? Italy, because my mother just got her Italian citizenship. So when she gets a passport, we're going to Italy. Probably not this year, probably next year, but still, I'm very excited to go to Italy. I haven't been to Europe since I was like 10, and I didn't appreciate it, okay? I just didn't appreciate it. I went back at some point, but not Italy. I haven't been to Italy since I was like 12. Like, my 12th birthday was literally in Italy. I'll never forget it because, like, I'm a twin, and we normally share a cake, and the restaurant we were at made us 2 separate cakes, and I was like, God, I love Italy. It was my 12th birthday, but anyways, that was a fun one. So that was the last time I went to Italy, but I did go to Paris a few years later, but it was right before I got my good camera, so all my pictures are, like, from my Samsung phone. But I've talked about this before. I'm getting deja vu. Great Olivia Rodrigo song, by the way. Deja vu. So Italy, California when I move there, hopefully. Ohio. Ohio is a really big one because I want to go back to Kenyon soon. And if I don't go back before the semester ends, I will be there for senior week. So that's exciting. Ohio, I guess, is first. And then eventually California, and then Italy. And New York somewhere in there too, because I'm going to be visiting my sister a lot. What are your hobbies and how did you get into them? Photography, I don't know how I got into it. I just have always been a very visual person. And I just really enjoyed taking pictures on my phone. And then eventually I asked my parents if I could get a camera. And they were like, seems like a good investment. And I've had that camera since I was like 15 or maybe 16, Maybe I got it for my 16th birthday, but I've had that same camera since I was 16, and it has been a great investment. I love her. I love my camera so much. So yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how I got into it. I just remember liking taking photos, because I always wanted to like be an artist or be artistic in some capacity, but I'm not good at like drawing. I always liked painting. Like I wasn't good at it, but I enjoyed like the actual like activity of it, I guess. But I'm not that good at it. I've tried to play many an instrument, and every single one I have been bad at. I tried to learn to play piano. The only thing I ever wanted to play was Jingle Bells, and I've even forgotten that. So I don't know. I played the violin for a little bit, played guitar for a little bit. I have a ukulele that I got for my 15th birthday, because again, I'm not sick. I just had something in my throat and I haven't had water. So, and I've been talking for like almost an hour. So I have a ukulele because I got it for my 15th birthday because everybody was like, it's super easy to play. And I have just always wanted to be musical in some capacity because I love music. Like if I could sing, it would just be the best thing ever. I love singing, but I'm not good at it. So yeah, what was my point? Oh, I got a ukulele and everybody's like, it's super easy to play, and I never learned how to play it, and I kept trying to get rid of it, but everybody was like, no, Emi, you can learn to play it. Like, everybody just believed in me. I was like, who wants my ukulele? People would post about wanting a ukulele, and I'd be like, I have one. Please take it for free. And they were like, no, you should learn how to play it. I'm like, stop believing in me. I don't want to learn to play the ukulele. I still have her somewhere. I've wanted to, like, paint it and then, like, sell it at some point. Anyways, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll paint my ukulele. But maybe I'll make it less, like, sellable. Is that a word? I just needed to check that I was still recording because I'm paranoid. What was your favorite age growing up? I didn't have one. That's such a stupid question. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what was the best? I don't know. I feel like every year has gotten both worse and better. You know? So, like, I don't remember one year in my childhood specifically being, like, that great. Like, it wasn't. And not because every single age was bad, but just because every age had an equal amount of good and bad in it, you know? Like, I feel like every year of my life has gotten simultaneously better and worse at the same time. Like, this year is better than the last, but there are also worse parts about it. But through it all, I've become a more capable me, so the bad parts aren't as unmanageable. So, I don't know. Is that a thing people have? Like, are people like, 3rd grade was the best year of my life? Do people have that? Is that not abnormal that I don't? I guess, I don't know, senior year of high school was really good. But that doesn't feel like growing up. Like, I was like 17. Like, that was a good year. Senior year of college was pretty good. Like, I just feel like every year of my life has gotten better, so I don't want to, like, say a favorite age because I feel like the next year will be better. I've enjoyed being 22 because it's a Taylor Swift song. I also enjoyed being 15 for that same reason. So, next song, when Taylor Swift writes a song about being, like, 45, that will be my favorite age. I'm mumbling. Anyways. What was the last thing you read? Probably a Bachelor book. I think Rachel Lindsay's memoir was the last book I read. That with the Game of Roses book, How to Win the Bachelor, I read those at the same time. So I finished them probably around the same time. Although Rachel Lindsay's book, I literally, like, consumed. Like, it was going out of style. I literally couldn't stop reading it. It was so good. So those two are probably the books I've most recently read. But I've been reading a lot of articles and stuff like that. But you know what article you should all read is the article I wrote for the Collegian Magazine, which will be linked down below. Please, thanks. But I really, really want to keep reading the Heroes of Olympus series. Like, I need to find those books and keep reading that. That's on my to be read list. Would you say you're more of an extrovert or an introvert? I am an introvert. I feel like I saw this TikTok that was like, you know, people being outgoing and being extroverted are not the same thing, or something like that, about how like sometimes it's hard being an outgoing extrovert. And I felt that because outgoing introvert, because I am an introvert, but I love people. Like, I feel like there's this like stereotype of introverts where it's like they're like shy or socially awkward and they don't like being around people. And like, that's just not true. It just means that, at least for me, like, I love people and I love talking to people and I love socializing, but I need time alone to recharge before I can like be with people. Like, I need an equal amount of like alone time than like being with people. Like, I feel like I heard once, like, extroverts get their energy from people and introverts get their energy from being alone. I don't know if that's true. I don't know the like definitions, you know, like dictionary definitions, if there's like a difference, but that's how I have seen it. I also was kind of shy and awkward when I was younger, but most of that came from being self-conscious, and most of that's gone away. Like, I'm not that awkward anymore because I genuinely like don't care that much. Like, I do care. Like, I don't want, I guess it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I don't care if people don't like my personality or whatever. For the most part, like, obviously there's some people I care about. Like, if I have a crush on you, like, if you don't like me, like, I will die. But, like, overwhelmingly, I don't really care if people, like, don't want to be around me or don't like me. Like, plenty of people do. Plenty of people find me riveting to be around, okay? I'm hilarious. But if you don't like being around me because I, like, hurt you in some capacity, that's different to me. Like, I don't want people to dislike me because I've said something that's, like, upsetting to them or hurtful to them. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to hurt people, you know? Like, I'm fine if people are like, that girl's annoying, but I don't want people to not like me because I'm, like, harmful to their lives, if that makes sense. So, like, I do care what people think about me because I don't want to be, like, a net negative in people's lives. Like, I want to be a positive in people's lives, or, like, they're indifferent to me. Or even if it's, like, I'm a negative in people's lives, it's just, like, oh, I'm annoying, and then if they don't want to be friends with me, like, I won't bother them. So, anyways, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I care what people think, but only because I don't want to be causing general harm to, like, society. So, I'm not making any sense. What was my point? Anyways, yeah, I'm an introvert, but I love people and I love being around people, and I feel like I am good with people. I feel very comfortable talking to people. So, I don't know, kind of, yeah. But I definitely, like, need a good amount of time to be by myself. So, I don't know if that makes any sense. What's your favorite ice cream topping? None. I like ice cream by itself. Although I do love a good Jenny's ice cream that has, like, a bunch of stuff in there, like cake pieces and stuff. But if I, like, go get ice cream, like, I just want the ice cream. I don't know. Like, I like things plain. What can I say? What was the last TV show you binge watched? Ooh, this is a good question. I just finished, it's called Dope Sick. It's about the opioid epidemic and, like, specifically Oxycontin and the way that was, like, falsely marketed and then ended up getting a bunch of people addicted. And it was riveting and heartbreaking and so good, and I really think everybody should watch it. It is really, like, sad. And I feel like if addiction, is a, like, hard topic for you, like maybe like watch with discretion, because it is really heartbreaking and you get attached to these characters and then you like, some of them die. It's like really, really sad, like genuinely sad. And infuriating, because it's all these people getting really rich off of like these communities that are in like pain, and think that this will be like a miracle drug that will like relieve their pain, and instead like ruins people's lives just because they're trying to make money. Like, it's insane. Like, it's genuinely insane when you're watching it, and it's based off of a true story, and it's not it's insane, not because like it's unbelievable. Like, it's believable. This happens, and I'm not surprised that it happens. But it's like, I lost my train of thought. It's like shocking and like mind blowing, because it's like, how are people this evil? I guess is my like train of thought. Like, it's not that I don't believe that this could have happened. It's that I can't wrap my head around like knowingly like caring more about money than you do about like people possibly like falling into addiction. Like, I don't know, it just like it's mind-boggling, but it was so good. It was really well acted and written and all of that. And I think sometimes like shows like that, I feel like, okay, right now I'm watching The Girl from Plainville, and I feel like, and maybe this is just me, but I feel like sometimes these like true crime shows, there's so much fluff in them, and you're like, I don't understand like why. Maybe that's just me, but it's just like, and maybe it's because I'd rather just watch a documentary sometimes. But like, I'm watching The Girl from Plainville, and I'm like, so much of this to me, like, I don't care about. Like, I don't care about, like, that much of, like, their text relationship. Like, I want to get to the trial. And it's not chronological, so it's kind of confusing. And I just, like, I'm, like, the plot, I'm not following it, like, a ton right now. Gotta be honest. But this, like, Dope Sick, it was really, really good, because, like, the time jumps always made sense. And I followed the storylines, and I understood why we were seeing, like, deep into these people's lives, because then when, like, they became addicted and their lives fell apart, like, you felt it that much more because you were, like, invested in the characters. So I thought it was really well done. I thought it was, like, such good television. That was the last thing I binge watched. I'm having a harder time with The Girl from Plainville, because I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's like, I don't care about their relationship. Like, I don't. I want to get to the trial. Like, I want to get to the trial. But that's just me, I guess. Maybe it's because it's also just really hard to watch. I don't know. I guess I feel like we're trying to make her sympathetic or show, like, her background in her. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I want to know more about him. Like, he's gonna, like, he's dying. He's gonna die. I care more about him and the way that he was suffering. I don't know. I guess it's just harder for me to watch too, because I can't possibly sympathize with her in any capacity. Yeah. I just can't, because I understand, like, what he's going through and that kind of place that you're in. And to have somebody egging on, like, the fact that you want to die is, like, absolutely insane to me and, like, evil. Like, I know she probably has her own issues, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I can't. Anyways, that show I'm, like, not liking as much. Dope Sick was really, really good. Like, really well acted, and I'm enjoying it. Or I enjoyed it. It was just, I also watched it all together, but it was so good. Really, really sad and, like, heavy material and frustrating and infuriating, but I think it's really important. And I think it handles the topic of addiction and all of that really well. From my knowledge, obviously, I do not have personal experience with addiction. So this is just my perspective as, like, a viewer and somebody who enjoyed it. But obviously, people with different lived experiences will have different perspectives on things like that, and that's why I feel like I'm having a harder time with The Girl from Plainville, perhaps. But I also just, like, I don't know, a lot of it feels like filler. Like, I don't care about some of this. The stuff that was, like, maybe not, like, going to the cases or whatever, the case of, like, the drug company versus, like, the people or whatever. I don't know what the court case was called, but, like, it all felt important to the narrative. Right now I'm having a hard time with The Girl from Plainville. Not that they're created by the same people, but they're both on Hulu, so my brain is just like... Anyways. I'm coming up on an hour, so I'm going to answer like 2 more questions and then I'm going to wrap this up. Are you into any podcasts? Yes, the Emmy Awards. You should stream, subscribe, all of that. Please share this with anybody who you think would enjoy it. Follow me on TikTok. If you found me from TikTok, please like and subscribe and actually like watch the videos, not just the clips I'm posting, because there's a lot of good stuff in here that I don't post on TikTok, because then what would be the point of this YouTube channel? Some of these are boring. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna end it there. Sorry if some of this was depressing. I have a lot to say, and then I feel like I get into like really serious, like sad topics, and I don't intend it to be that way, but sometimes it just is, you know? That's just life. I know I talked about TikTok a lot and all of that. I just, you know, this podcast is all over the place, and that's okay. Next few episodes will be more structured. I kind of wanted to have this one be kind of reminiscent of the first episode of the Emmy Awards, where I kind of just talked about a bunch of different things. I also just genuinely really enjoyed doing that. In my last episode, I felt like it was nice, and it gave me a lot of like clippable things for like TikTok, because it's like, okay, I talked about Gilmore Girls here, I talked about Via Rodrigo here, and it was like cohesive for me to follow when I was trying to separate it. But I will try to have a timestamp in the description of different topics I touched on. So if there's one thing that particularly interests you, no idea what I'm going to call this. But yeah, please like, subscribe, all of that. Thank you so much for listening, watching, all of that. Everybody who's Percy Jackson fan, make sure to like and subscribe. You know, us demigods gotta stay together. All of that. Yeah. This is like the first episode since my first one that's gonna be like literally under an hour. So that's kind of crazy. It's gonna be like 59 minutes or 58 minutes, but still. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below any ideas you have. Follow all my social media, all that good stuff. Please rate and review. You know, tell somebody to listen to this podcast. Anything that would be helpful to me. So, thank you so much. And I'll see you next week for the 11th episode of the Emmy Awards. So, yeah, we're in the double digits, baby. Big time here at the Emmy Awards. Oh, and the Emmy Award for I can't think of an Emmy Award. Okay. The Emmy Award for most exciting news goes to the announcement of Walker, I don't know his last name, as Percy Jackson. Very proud of him. He's gonna kill it.